busy. I get there, and then she don't have nothing ready. You know, flip out. I didn't flip out about that. I was just like, I didn't say nothing about that. And then when Randy Shark gave me a shitty look and said something rude to me, I'm like,
Alright everyone, it's a little bit past 7. Let's get started. We have any new people attending Racing for Recovery for the first time tonight?
Alright, thank you for attending the Racing for Recovery Support Group meeting. We are focused on maintaining a drug-free and healthy lifestyle. Since 2001, our open forum meetings welcome parents, adolescents, recovering individuals, and anyone who supports our mission. Your suggestions, comments, or ideas are welcome to make our meetings the best they can be. The Racing for Recovery Support Group meeting is a cutting-edge alternative to what is currently offered. By combining substance abusers, families, friends, and the public at large, we have created an environment that is beneficial to everyone who has been affected by alcohol or drug addiction. Meeting start time is 7 p.m. Please be on time. Please turn off your cell phones or ringers to vibrate and refrain from posting on social media during the meeting to show respect and courtesy to yourself and others. Please only one person speaking at a time and speak loudly so that everyone can hear. Proof of attendance is gladly provided. Please turn in your paperwork prior to the meeting and you can pick it up at the end of the meeting. Honesty is required. Feel free to openly share your comments and points of views on how alcohol and drug addiction has impacted your life. This meeting is open to people of all ages and welcomes diversity, so please refrain from using excessive foul language or language that discriminates against any race, gender, religion, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or disability to maintain an atmosphere of respect and dignity for all who are present. If you see a visitor, a new member, or a returning member that you haven't seen in a while, please warmly welcome them into our program. Your confidentiality is important to us. What you say here will not be discussed outside of the meeting. Please refrain from leaving the meeting while it is in progress because it's very disruptive to others. Smoking or vaping should be done away from all entrances out of respect for those who choose not to partake in that. Please do not smoke or vape by the doors, and dispense of all trash in garbage cans, and do not litter on our premises.
Thanks, Dustin. Alright, who's got the guidelines for living a lifestyle of recovery?
I do. The guidelines for living a lifestyle of recovery. The lifestyle of recovery guidelines are intended to be utilized by recovering individuals, their families, and anyone else who is striving to avoid substance abuse and achieve sobriety. Number 1, recognizing that substance abuse ruins lives. Number 2, wanting to pursue positive alternatives to substance abuse such as our education, employment, quality relationships, and health and fitness. 3, using resources such as friends, family, teachers, and peers as a way to achieve and remain sober. Adding sports, art, or music to these resources will help us to stay focused and motivated. 4, defining balance and working towards making it a part of everyday life. 5, building self-esteem and confidence through sobriety to combat negative feelings regarding oneself. 6, understanding that negative behaviors of isolation and self-pity lead to self-destruction. 7, lifting up a person is different than allowing them to continue their destructive lifestyles. Be there for yourself and be patient with your friends and family. 8, learning how to help without supporting the addict's behavior. Providing assistance to the recovering individual that will improve their lives, not further their usage. 9, recognizing personal challenges and integrating them into our lifestyles as challenges to triumph over. 10, caring for our personal, emotional, physical, and spiritual individuality is the source we use for our sense of worth. Each person is truly magnificent. Our mission at Racing for Recovery is to prevent all forms of substance abuse by promoting a lifestyle of fitness and health for all of those affected by addiction.
All right, who's got what Racing for Recovery means to Kelly?
What Racing for Recovery means to me by Kelly Anderson. R, respect yourself enough to quit using. A, accept the challenges that lie ahead. C, commit to your recovery. I, include friends and family on your journey. N, never doubt your will to succeed. G, give yourself credit for your accomplishments. F, focus on the positive things you want in life. O, overcome your fears and keep moving forward. R, remember the reasons you are seeking sobriety. R, reach out to others to give and receive support. E, expect holes in the road, choose another road. C, care for your body, we only get one in this lifetime. O, open your heart, mind, emotions, and spirit. V, victory comes from a balanced lifestyle. E, educate yourself on all
All right, it's time for introductions. This is where we go around the room, you say your name and why you came. You don't have to say you're an actor or alcoholic, but you can if that helps you.
My name is Dustin. I come here because this place is a part of the balanced lifestyle I live today, and the people here are like family. So I look forward to coming here each and every time.
I'm Aaron. I'm here to give and get support.
I'm Eric, and I'm here because this is part of my sober routine.
I'm Dean. I'm here because I have a mom.
I'm Brittany, and I'm here to continue being as positive and hopeful as I am today, and I have 31 days today.
I'm Craig. I come here for the motivation that I receive from individuals. Every time I'm here, there's something new or some humor that makes my night so much better and my day just comes to an end peacefully. It's a great community.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I come here to learn, and today in particular, I definitely need to be here. So.
I'm Marlon, and I come here to learn. JT. I come here to keep an open mind, remain teachable, and get the tools tools I need to stay clean and sober outside.
My name's Dan. I came here because I wanted to live again and not die.
I'm Craig Singer. I come to Racing for Recovery because it's part of my routine and it helps me stay sober.
I'm Jen. I come to Racing for Recovery because this place has given me hope. I come to maintain my sobriety and stay open-minded.
I'm Brandy. I came here because I have a choice and I choose not to use today.
I'm Deanna, and I come to these meetings to be around like-minded individuals, and because today I choose to surround myself with people who are doing positive things in their lives.
My name's Jacob. I come here to learn the tools to remain sober.
I'm Kevin. I'm here to help me stay sober.
I'm Frank. I'm here to learn, be accountable, and be around some great people. And if you need a book to read, here's a good one.
I'm Carl. I'm here to heal.
I'm Amy. I'm here to support my brother Carl.
I'm Josh. I came here tonight to dive into this book and have some good group discussion.
I'm Cody. I'm here for support.
Michael, I'm here for inspiration and because I love Racing for Recovery.
I'm David. I'm here to learn more about this book.
I'm Jason. I'm here for support.
I'm Ryan. I'm here because I like to be clean and sober.
Tommy, and I'm here because I'm putting my recovery first.
I'm Harlan. I'm here to stay sober.
I'm Angela. I'm here for supporting my fiance Michael.
I'm Michael, and I'm here because I enjoy the positive attitudes and the atmosphere around here.
I'm Rick, alcoholic. I got something wrong on the way in here. I was observed by a certain individual. I was racing to recovery and not for.
Sorry.
I'm Ann. I'm here to learn how to live sober.
I'm here to get a stamp and give support.
I'm Cindy. I'm here at Racing for Recovery because it saved my life. I started a new journey today, and it wouldn't be possible without sobriety. So
through with sobriety. Anything's possible.
I'm Kyle, and I'm here because I want to learn a new lifestyle.
My name's Chris. I come to racing because it's a positive lifestyle, and it's helped me obtain a better lifestyle.
To achieve my goals.
My name's Eric. I come because it reminds me of the importance of balance in my life, and there's a lot of good stuff in this book, Steve.
I'm Patrick, and I'm here because I want to be. Racing for Recovery keeps me focused, keeps me headed in the right direction, positive. As soon as you walk in the doors, it really gets me going, and there's good stuff in this book.
I'm Ashley, and I come here for honesty and to remain humble.
I'm Mel. I come racing for recovery because I am grateful. I always get some humble humility after talking with Rob, and I stay with family that are here.
I'm Jessie. I keep coming because I owe everything I have today to what I've learned here, and continuing to come to these meetings helps me to stay accountable to myself.
James, I'm here for support.
I'm Jamie, here for learning.
Hey, I'm here because I need to be.
I'm Rob. I'm here because I need to be here. This place has changed my life, and I want to continue to be better.
Drew, I'm here for the positivity, and I always seem to learn something in these meetings.
I'm Anthony, here to learn how to live a positive lifestyle.
I'm Adam. I am here because I'm worth making better choices.
I'm Courtney. I'm here for peer support, to hold myself accountable, and to remain teachable.
I'm Andre. I'm an alcoholic. I'm here to give support, receive support, and try to be a part of the racing family.
Steve, I'm an alcoholic, and I'm here to listen and learn.
Hey everybody, my name's Troy, and I am an alcoholic and an addict. I'm here because I need to learn. I need to learn about myself. I need to learn about recovery. Apparently my way wasn't working, but with the help of Racing for Recovery and everybody in this room, I can honestly say I have 77 days clean today.
Justin, I'm here to maintain, learn how to live sober and healthy lifestyle.
I'm Gilberto. I'm here to learn more about being sober, and I'm alcoholic at a fast.
I'm Brooks. I continue to come here because all you good people help my recovery be a more fulfilling and easier journey. Yesterday I celebrated 6 months. I say that more for the people the new people that are here. If you come here and believe in yourself and give yourself a chance, that anybody can do this.
I'm Lisa, I'm Brooks' girlfriend. I come to support him, but every time I come, I learn something for myself.
I'm Al, I'm Brooks' father, and I'm just here to support him on his 6 months of recovery.
I'm Amber, I'm Brooks' brother, or sister. I mean, gender neutral. Here to support my brother.
Hi, I'm Suzanne. I'm Brooks's mom. This is my second meeting here, but I do all the streaming, so I'm always on looking at the meetings. It's either Netflix or Racing for Recovery.
I'm Chris,
and it's sweet to see the Brooks entourage. And yeah, I actually was at the bank today, and I saw Lisa, and I got some insider information that it was his 6 months, and I started thinking about Brooks, and I was like, yeah, about 5 months ago, I remember seeing him for his first day in yoga, and I was like, oh, this guy, I don't know if he's gonna make it. And then through consistent action and just watching, like, I love to see people like ahead of me motivate, and just that's why I come back, is to see people that are so dedicated, motivated, and inspiring, and I love to see people just progress, and that's why I'm here.
I'm Brittany, and I'm here to learn how to be a better person in general.
I'm Sarah. I come because this meeting's an awesome way to start my week, and there's a lot of good stuff in this book.
I'm Tara. I'm here to listen, absorb, and apply.
I'm Randall. Like everyone else said, there's a lot of good stuff in this book. I just enjoy coming and seeing everybody.
I'm Tom. I come here to listen.
I'm Brian. I come here to learn, and these meetings help keep me sober. And that's it.
Bobby, I come here to learn as well, and for the positivity and support.
I'm Heather. Today I'm here to learn and just to soak it all in.
I am Matt, and every day I have a better understanding and more gratitude for why I chose to come in, and this is where I belong.
I'm Jake, and I'm here to stand the right path.
I'm Andy, I'm here to learn.
My name is Chris, and I come to Racing for Recovery because this is where I'm supposed to be after making poor choices.
I'm Jeff. I'm here for help and support.
I'm Brandon. I'm here to continue on my journey to sobriety, and it seems that being around people who are on the same path as me helps.
I'm Eric. I'm here to learn and for support.
I'm John. I'm here because this place makes a difference for me.
And I'm Kristen, and I'm here for support.
Did I miss anybody?
No?
All right.
I'm Steven. I come here because this is what saved my life. I never thought I was going to make it past high school. Then I didn't think I was going to make it past college. I didn't make it through college, don't get me wrong, but I made it past college. And now I'm here, and life couldn't be better. So I just want to thank everyone for joining me tonight. This is awesome. There's so many people here, so this is awesome. Who's got The Answer by Donald D. Carr?
That would be me. The Answer by Donald D. Carr. Running from the misery, trying to escape the pain, as I approach the light of hope that lies before me. Each step overwhelms me, every breath sears my throat. I ache, my body rebels against me, my memories torment me. Agony has become my closest companion. My demons mock me as I dangle helplessly above the abyss of alcohol and drug abuse. The voices all sound the same, criticizing, accusing, blaming me for what has happened. They don't understand. They don't care who I am. I'm a human being, full of thoughts and feelings. I'm worth saving. Just show me the way. At last, I reach the light of promise. There stands the answer. Open arms, understanding smiles, and looks of trust. And so it begins, Racing for Recovery.
Thanks, man. Announcements. What's up, Andre?
It's going to be the Cabin Fever Chili Cook-Off, March 16th, from 2 to 5. Families are welcome. The cutoff date is March 6th. Contestants can sign up with me after the meeting. We're talking about just a 6-quart crock pot full of chili so that everybody can sample it and then judge on that. It's just going to be a people's choice. And right now we have 9 people signed up to compete.
Nice.
So I'm going to compete, so better watch out, folks.
I told Andre earlier I wasn't going to compete, but I'll be there to eat, so it'll be a good time. Sounds like a challenge, Andre.
And it's beef, chicken, vegan. And if you cook a varmint, just let us know what the varmint is.
All right. So, I don't agree with that, but also, before I forget, there is a race coming up in October. Can't forget about that. It's really huge. It's sweet. It's gonna be bigger than ever. So stay tuned until then. But as you can see from the introductions, our meetings are for everyone affected by self-destructive behaviors. No topic is off limits. If you have a question or something you'd like to discuss, we encourage you to bring it up early so we have time to discuss it. With that being said, before we get started in the book, does anyone have anything they'd like to bring up to talk about? Anything good? Okay.
I'm just wondering if that's where my cat went last year when we had that chili.
Did it win? Thanks, Greg.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. No laughing's allowed here, right? But yeah, does anyone have anything they'd like to bring up before we get started in the book? No? All right, we are on page 3. We've made it really far. We've got one more book if someone needs to borrow one. Just gonna leave that right here. Oh, all right. Throw it. Page 3. Don't blame genetics. Who wants to read? Frank, go for it.
Don't blame genetics. Blame Steve. Addiction is a choice. What? What about genetic predisposition or dopamine receptors and all that? It's true that there are people who, because of their DNA, have brains that make them more susceptible to becoming addicted to whiskey, blackjack, or sex. But here's the thing. Not all those people whose genetic gun is preloaded for addiction become addicts. And plenty of the people who don't have an inherited predisposition get hooked on pills or booze. In fact, a study of twins from 1999 published in the American Journal of Psychiatry confirmed that only 50 to 60% of addiction is due to genetics. So while your genes can rig the game against you, they're not destiny. What's the cause that accounts for the other 40 to 50% of addiction? For inability to cope with life's pain. In the introduction, I said that the cause of most addiction is emotional trauma. Well, when you can't find a healthy way to handle the trauma, loss, or hurt in your life, you choose to turn to drugs or alcohol as a way of numbing yourself so that you don't have to feel the pain. When you make that choice, your genes might increase your odds of becoming addicted, but they don't make your choice to begin using. Addiction is not a disease. The disease is the emotional pain that you're trying to, yeah, whatever you said, yourself against. Calling addiction a disease is a cop-out that I simply can't tolerate. It's an excuse tailor-made for people who are too scared or humiliated by what they're doing to take responsibility for it. So they'll steal money from a friend, buy some crack, smoke it in an alley that stinks of trash and piss, wake up the next morning not knowing where they are, and then say, I have a disease.
You can just finish off the paragraph.
Okay. Yes, you do. but it's not drug addiction. It's whatever abandonment, abuse, rejection, or other darkness you're trying to avoid facing. The symptom is the crack pipe you choose to keep sticking in your mouth. The addiction and recovery industry in this country keeps treating the symptoms but ignoring the disease. And why not? According to the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service Administration, the addiction treatment industry in America is expected to have revenues of $34 billion by 2014. Why would we want to treat underlying causes like emotional trauma when there's so much money to be made drying people out of hooch recovery spots? Oh, like promise say, $1,000 a day, turning them loose and changing them again when they come back a year later, still using. If they come back, see Whitney Houston and Amy Winehouse, etc.
Thanks, Frank. Randy. Oh, no. You have something you want to say? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. All right, guys. I have to footnote this for a second. I don't want to have a discussion on disease and choice. Like, I don't know. This is a hard one because a lot of people like to say, like, oh, it's a disease, oh, it's a choice. That's not the matter at hand here. The matter at hand is how are you handling what you're going through? How are you making the decision or, let's say, choice to better your life? It shouldn't be a debate like, hey, I don't want to say it's a disease, it's a choice. Whatever it is, how are you getting better from it? I want to hear about that tonight. I just wanted to footnote that because I ran this meeting like probably a year and a half ago and on the same topic, and it got out of hand real quick. So, yeah. Does anyone have anything that relates to them about this? If not, I got something. No. Mel.
I was just going to say that I do know that I have a choice today, and Crandall said it to me in a one-on-one that I have a choice, and I didn't just happen to be at the liquor store. I got up, I chose to get dressed, I chose to put on a jacket, to get keys, to go to the liquor store with my debit card and buy booze, because I had a choice. It didn't just happen. I didn't just fall into the liquor store. But to flip it and to be positive and not be sideways, I have a choice today to be accountable. I have a choice today to have integrity and to walk with character and to walk as the person that, I'm supposed to be. So again, like you said, I don't know if it comes down to disease or choice, but I know today that I have a choice to never ever have to use again. And that whole it's so, I don't know, I'm not powerless to what my addiction with alcohol is. If anything, I am empowered because today I can walk in accountability where even on my shittiest day, I can still be accountable and still be responsible for the decisions that I made, which is something I could never do before. And which is why this time I'm getting it, because I'm actually processing my accountability and responsibility in my choices in life. So, I was in a bad car accident. I went through the windshield. I have a brain injury. I have tons of stuff I could blame on it, but I'm not. I have to choose today to be responsible for what I am doing. So, I agree. That's like how he said. Your part of it is to take responsibility for it. You can be humiliated or you can take responsibility. And yeah, some of my choices suck and they are humiliating, that I would put alcohol before my most important people, places, and things. But today I have, I guess, the balls to take responsibility for it that I made that choice, which for a long time, last 2 years I couldn't do that. So,
Thanks, Mel. Cindy.
Well, and the great thing is this program
supports you so much in a different way than I've ever been supported before, to be able to have the self-esteem and the guts to finally admit the emotional pain that you're going through, because in here it says, you know, you are embarrassed beyond all. I mean, who likes to admit there's things you think are crazy in your head till you become stable enough to, you know that everybody around you is going to accept no matter what you say, because we've all been through the worst and the worst. And this is the only place that I found that comfortable to be able to share that with everybody. And that's a big one, you know, and the choice to stay here and to find that out, because at first, you know, you wanted that flight risk thing, you want to just go, because you really don't believe people are going to embrace you, but, you know, so that's what this program does, and to be able to have that. And that's a big thing for sobriety, to be able to do that.
Thanks, Cindy. What I was going to talk about is that in here it said, hold on, give me a second. I like how it said, it's your ability or inability to cope with life's pain. That's what the cause of addiction is if it isn't by genetics. And I relate to that heavily, because all throughout my life, I couldn't cope with anything that was thrown at me, especially when I started drinking, and I realized that was a good cop-out to make me not feel the stuff that was bugging me. And it could be about the most minuscule stuff that when I was back then, I'd find an excuse to go back and just use again. And it just, today is a lot different, because I've come to a place called Racing for Recovery, and it taught me how to handle the hardships, the emotional hardships that get thrown my way. It taught me to find people to look up to that have been here a little while, know what they're talking about, and are just putting in the work, as someone said before. That's the most important thing, is action. And when I see people doing the action that I want to replicate, those are the people I follow, not just the people that are talking about the action and are going to get to it eventually. So yeah. Frank.
You just mentioned something about action and stuff, and I've been learning a lot about it in like my IOP group and stuff. And there's a couple things I wrote down that I share sometimes. It says, choice plus action equals new life, and belief plus action will equal change. You kept saying that action word, that comes up a lot. Mm-hmm. And that's what gets me thinking and stuff like that.
Nice. I like that. Thanks, Frank.
I think what's helping me is this room is like a giant trust ball, and you don't have to worry about being judged. You don't have to worry about being embarrassed. You can actually come out and say what you need to say, and sometimes it's beneficial for somebody else in that room. I've never had a support system like that before. I don't think without Racing for Recovery and having a trust fall like this, that I'd be where I am today. 30 days down the road, I'm going to be in a better place than I am right now. And it's because I'm not afraid to face what I need to face, because I have a room full of entire entity that's supporting me. So.
That's awesome. Thank you. Jen.
I also used and drink a lot to cover up my emotions and my feelings also. And a lot of before when I went to other places, the shame and the guilt came into play. So not only did I, use and stay drunk to cover up my emotions and feelings and not have them, but when I would go to get help, all that shame and guilt would stay with me. But through going an IOP, when you guys said or whatever, it seems like there's a lot of caring people that you're surrounded by. It don't seem like you just go in there and talk about what's going on and no one cares. People come up to you after IOPs and after these things and after you've spoken, ask you if you're okay. They remember what you talked about. It's not just like a place where everybody goes and they get their stamps and they don't give a shit and they don't really care about what you're saying or they make fun of you. And I don't feel any of that. I feel like I'm surrounded by a bunch of people that genuinely care about my feelings that I'm going through. And it's like, I can identify with so many different people when they say things. It just makes it so much better that a lot of people open up because it helps all of the rest of us.
Thanks, Jen. Chris.
What's up? I agree with that opening up. I was just thinking about what she was saying, but so while your genes can rig the game against you, they're not your destiny. I like how it says that in the book because, I always would blame other things. I always was like, it's the environment or this or that, so I need to move. This has to happen, and something bad would happen in my life, like someone would pass away, and then I'd be like, well, I lost my job, and I lost my house, and I lost my girl, and I lost my dog, and all this, so you would drink and use drugs too, wouldn't you? No, something bad happened, and I didn't cope with it correctly, and I made a choice to use, and then I dealt with the consequences, which were losing all those things. I made that choice. I didn't lose those things, I gave those things away. So I just try to think about, like, the world isn't against me. Like, spoiler alert, bad shit happens to everybody. And so I need to recognize that I'm human and I can make a choice. And today I make a choice to, not be so ignorant and to recognize that what I do today is going to affect me tomorrow, and I want to set myself up for success. So I feel like today I'm probably not going to drink or use drugs.
Thanks, Chris. Andre.
Well, I think I started coming here in April, and I kind of just, the first couple weeks, just kind of sat back and listened and learned. And then I really liked what I was hearing. And so I think I've only missed 2 sessions here. I usually come on Monday and Wednesday. And the activity thing came up and starting to put things in action because I never used to do anything when I was a part of the other 12-step program. And the last time I got in trouble, I said I can't afford at my age to get in trouble anymore. So I said I have to do something differently. And so when they talked about that 10K race, I said I'm just going to volunteer. I'm not going to race because I'm too old. But I was, I guess, the guy that kept the traffic away from the people. And just the people that I recognized from here that was in the race, and they said stuff to me that when they saw me, it like gave them encouragement to keep going. So by those different actions like that, I mean, it really boosted my adrenaline or something. I think I was high on that for like 2 weeks because so many people was like waving at me and saying hi, and people I didn't even know. And, I was completely out of my box, and it really opened me up. And I think that's why I came up with this chili cook-off, because I haven't done anything for racing since really that volunteering for to be a judge or whatever. And what it is not accountability. It's making me not procrastinate, and it's making me meet more people when they sign up. I get to talk to them, and kind of camaraderie, all that kind of stuff. So I had to change myself and start being more active, not just with racing, but other parts of my life too. I talked about procrastination last Wednesday, and my Christmas tree was still up, okay? Ron telling me, he's going, is your Christmas tree still up? And I'm like, well, I got the first layer of ornaments off. I got this. So today I finally packed away everything for Christmas in my house. So, little steps, you know. It took me a while to get here, but I'm taking those baby steps to come back to my original Andre like I used to be. That's all.
I'm Drew, I'm in recovery. So when I introduced myself, I said I love to come here because I always learn something. It always makes me think. And talking about being able to cope, you know, everybody always talks about the negatives and, you know, using the negative things that happen in your life as an excuse. And just to be completely honest, the harder thing for me is to deal with the positive things that happen in your life. Because it's always an excuse for me to go celebrate something, to go back out there. I'm doing good, so I feel like I can go out and party and drink, and you know, it's always a negative celebration because I do those things. So for me, it's just being able to cope with life all the way around, the negatives and the positives, and learning to just live a new sober lifestyle, and be able to do positive experiences with family and friends without having to go to a bar or without, you know, end up just totally messing everything up that I have going for me. Things like that have been on my mind pretty heavy, especially with like, I'm really family oriented and, you know, family social drinkers and stuff, and just to be able to just say, no, I'm okay, is like a hard thing for me to even fathom. But I'm taking it day by day and just learning how to do those things. With that up at.
Thanks, Drew. Yeah, when you said about the positive things and not being able to celebrate, or my thing was, I would self-sabotage myself when things were going too well all the time. Whether it was a job, a girlfriend, anything good going in my life, like school, anything. Things are going too well. I need to tear myself down real quick because I'm afraid things are gonna happen. Like, you know, I always think things are going too good. What's going to happen? And then I self-sabotage. And that's what coming here taught me too. Is that things are allowed to be good for a little while. It's not always gonna be good. That's just like expecting things to be good forever is kind of insanity, because then you wouldn't be able to appreciate the good. The good comes with the bad, and the bad comes with the good. It's kind of like a yin and yang, or waves or pendulum. Any kind of analogy you want to use. I'm not good at that. That's Todd's thing. That's not me. But it just bounces out, and that's huge. So I don't know. That's cool. You brought that up, man. I like that. Dean?
I got a question on that. So while your genes can rig the game against you, they're not your destiny. In the study book that we got for the book, it says genetics and DNA can rig the game against you, but how are these factors commonly used to define addiction? Who got an answer for that? That's what I want to know. Anybody?
And repeat the question real quick.
Oh my. All right. Genetics and DNA can rig the game against you, but how are these factors commonly used to define addiction?
Anyone have an answer?
All right, next meeting, I'll expect an answer.
Hey,
We're going to study this? Book study, right? One-on-one? Okay. It's on page 3.
Yeah, with the answers about
All right.
I have an answer for you.
You do have an answer?
Yeah.
All right. we'll get to that in a second. We got Jake, then Steve.
I think it's as simple as, I think you're overthinking it, personally. I think it's as simple as saying the guy's dad was a drunk, his grandpa was a drunk, all of his uncles are drunks. Of course he's going to be a drunk. I think that's all that means, characterizing somebody and labeling them. You know what I mean? Oh, it's my genetics. And I know you didn't want to get on this, and I don't either. But I think it's just people group you into things like that. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I was always around it when I was a kid. I was pouring beers out of a tap when I was 10. You know what I mean? For my grandpa. And then, hey, pretty soon it was one for me. You know. I was always around it, and I loved it. You know, I'll leave it at that.
Thanks, Steve. Jake.
I was just kind of piggybacking off what you said. My case manager, when I was locked up, I had a question one day, what are you afraid of getting sober? And mine was being afraid of being too successful. And a lot of people laughed in the class. But the same thing like you said, every time I got a lot of things going for me, I got the world by the balls, that's when I end up fucking it up. And it's been that way time and time again. And like you said, it's okay for things to go your way and to happen and to have everything that you want. And that's what I need to understand and not self-destruct, like you said. It's silly to do that to yourself when...
Like what Dean was talking about. Actually, I think I've read a little bit about this recently, at least since I've been in recovery. It's a deep issue. I see it like this, like your genes, you have a predisposition for a lot of things. Heart disease, balding, all kinds of things, certain things like balding. But by your behaviors and what you do, you turn on and turn off certain genetic switches. I remember a long time ago, my sister, she was going to college. I was like, you know, don't go out and start drinking and doing all that kind of stuff. And I'm being her, she's like, well, I know that alcohol runs in the family, so why would I do that? She made a choice not to turn on that switch. I made a choice to turn on that switch. Just like heart disease, you might have a predisposition with heart disease, but if you live your life in a certain way, you don't turn on that switch. So you have a heart attack, you don't smoke, you don't eat a whole bunch of greasy food, it's much less likely that you will have heart disease. So it ties in together. The trauma can, when you don't know how to deal with it, can take you to make a choice that will turn on that genetic switch for addiction. So it does all play together. Getting focused on one thing and the other is probably not good for me. And just if I just realize that I don't need to do it, I don't need to turn on that switch, and I just need to live my life in a healthy way, it simplifies it for me. But there is scientific and different trains of thought that do make sense.
That made too much sense. That was sweet. Thanks, Marla. Deanna.
I was just thinking about what you were saying, just about self-sabotage and stuff like that. And I've been really doing a lot of kind of thinking lately and talking to people about, you know, just kind of the path that I'm going down, and you know, talking to a lot of my support circle about some things. And somebody kind of put it in perspective for me the other day, because she was telling me, she goes, you know, they always talk about, you know, how long it took us to mess everything up and how long it took us to learn how to do things the wrong way, and, you know, it's going to take us a long time to learn how to do it the right way. Well, for me, like, it kind of goes the same way with, it's a little, or like how you're saying, it's a little bit deeper than that, though, because, like, a lot of my success, like, I get like fearful of it, you know, and so that's why, like, you know, I too self-sabotage. I can't tell you how many times that, you know, I've gotten my life back and, you know, everything's going great and, you know, I'm doing things that I never thought I would ever be able to do in my entire life, and I just mess it up because I just, you know, I sabotage my situation, and I really couldn't explain it for a long time, but then I guess I just started really focusing on the path that the people that I pay attention to are following, and the people that I'm really trying to learn from and take things from. And I focus a lot right now on, you know, how did they overcome their fears and things like that in situations, because, you know, I don't claim that like anymore. You know, I know that that's not going to be for me. But just being sober and pushing through life at the age of 40 isn't good enough for me anymore, you know? I mean, granted, it's a great thing, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it's not, but, you know, like, I do that, and then I hit this plateau or whatever, and I get to this place, and it's like, I don't know if it's like I get bored or, you know, I don't know. I haven't really been able to put my finger on it. And so that's why, you know, she was like, well, you know, you just have to really strive for more, you know, and I don't know. So I'm just really kind of trying to keep people around me that are doing the things that I really want to do. And I guess I just don't have that anymore. Like, I don't have that fear of, like, you know, of being something, you know, because I'm so used to being some way for so long, you know, I don't know, I just have to, I literally just posted something on Facebook about this yesterday, and then somebody said something that they had this whole thing in church about, like, paying attention to who you surround yourself with, and all that stuff. This has been coming up a lot lately, so.
Everything just kind of clicked real quick in my head. For me, the self-sabotage is my fear of losing that control of what I have in my life. When I feel like I'm not going to have that control is when I self-sabotage. Because I want the control for how things are going to play out. So rather than wait them out and see how it plays out, I'm going to do this because I know this is how it's going to play out. Because it's the known. The fear of the unknown is what just, it completely throws me into a loop where I'm like, no, this is going to happen because I know this could happen. It's letting go of that control and letting things be that I had always had an issue with, that would always hit the reset button. You know, that's where I was headed. I was promoted this year, living on my own this year. You know, I had all these real great things, and then I start taking a nosedive and deeper and deeper and deeper because I'm scared of what could happen where I'm going to lose that. So instead of letting that play out and not know how it is, I'm going to do it myself. I'd rather have the control of doing that, like with relationships too. Eventually something could happen to where that relationship is going to end. But I want to have control of that. So I'm going to be the one that goes out and cheats. I'm going to be the one who just dips out. Because then I'll have the control. That's the one thing that my mom and I were having a conversation about on Sunday. You know, just letting it go. Let it play out.
Makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. Correct.
For me, it was like a case of chicken and the egg, you know, because the emotional pain that I was trying to cover up and the trauma was the pain and the trauma that I caused from my using, you know, myself and my family. So it would just start the cycle over again, you know. I didn't want to deal with that, so I'd go use. And I guess that's, you know, that's addiction, you know, in a nutshell. It's, you know, that crazy cycle. But I know a lot of people are saying about the self-sabotage, and I'd be the same way. When stuff was bad, I'd go use. When stuff was good, I'd go use. And how I would attribute that is, I knew deep down I wasn't done using. So if things are going well and I'm doing well, then it was like, I don't deserve it. I don't deserve stuff to be going well because I know I'm gonna screw it up at some point because I know I'm not done using. Once I made the decision to quit using and started believing in myself, then those thoughts of self-sabotage totally go away. You know, it's like I don't ever think about screwing this up because, you know, you start believing yourself that you're good enough, you deserve it. Let's keep it, you know, let's keep it moving, let's keep it going forward. So that's how it was for me. And I think in being in active addiction, that's what it is. You're out to use good, bad. If it's raining, if it's sunny, it doesn't matter. You're going to find an excuse. And, you know, to sit there and say, man, I can't believe things are going good, and you go use, it's because, at least for me, I knew I wasn't done using. So I didn't deserve it, kind of thing. Thanks.
Thanks, Brooks. Patrick, what you got?
Autobiography in 5 short chapters by Portia Nelson. I walk down the street, there's a deep hole in the sidewalk, I fall in. I'm lost, I'm hopeless, it isn't my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. I walk down the same street, there's a deep hole in the sidewalk, I pretend I don't see it, I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in the same place, but it isn't my fault. It takes a long time to get out. I walk down the same street, there's a deep hole in the sidewalk, I see it is there, I still fall in, it's a habit. My eyes are open, I know where I am, it is my fault. I get out immediately. I walk down the same street, there's a deep hole in the sidewalk, I walk around it. I walk down another street.
Thanks for coming, everyone! Good meeting, guys!